Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Sin City Crypto. We're coming at you today from Global Studios here in Las Vegas, Nevada. My name is Carl, I'm your producer and one of your co-hosts, and I'm here today with my good friends David and Robin, and we're going to talk about some exciting crypto content. But before we get started, a small disclaimer. We're not financial experts. Anything that we happen to say during the course of this video, it shouldn't be taken as strict financial advice. Please do your own research before investing. That being said, let's meet our hosts. Hey Robin.
Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, we are an entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel where we take all the old, boring, stale information, package it up in a fun, sexy, like myself, way. And shout out to our media partner, Global, which help us broadcast not only to YouTube, but other channels as well. And here, heads up, we do deep dives, do live streams. This is our deep dive. Check out our live streams. David?
Yes, great intro, Robin. This is your other favorite co-host, David here. Just want to let you guys know we're a growing channel. We'd love for you to grow with us. Like the videos if you like them. Comment, give us your feedback. Share the videos to your friends and family who can really use this information. But most importantly, support us. Subscribe if you like the content. Hit the bell notification so you know when we're going live and when we're doing our deep dive. So let's not waste any time. Carl, what are we diving into today?
I'm lucky to have a couple of handsome hosts, aren't I? Man, look at these two fellas.
You're so good looking.
So
Hey,
good.
You trying to butter us up? Hey, Valentine's already passed, my dude.
What we're going to today, we like to call our...
with Steve.
I love your fins. So today we're going to cover Audius.
Audius.
Well, that's exciting.
All right.
David,
So,
you want to lead us off?
yes, absolutely. If you're not familiar with Audius, Audius is an online blockchain-based streaming platform for artists to share their work with their consumers and their communities. Now, the Audius protocol was founded by Ronil Rumberg and Run Forrest Run Browning in May of 2018, with the mainnet launch happening a little over 2 years later in October of 2020. So it's a fairly new project. Lots of hype behind around it. Lots of potential. We're going to get into that later. Audius's claim to fame is giving musicians and artists a place to create, grow, and monetize their music without ever leaving the platform or signing a record deal. Because you know what happens when you sign a record deal? You essentially give away all your rights to your music. You get paid peanuts compared to what the record label is getting paid. So they're trying to get rid of all that.
A little interjection here. So the reason I am really passionate about Audius is that it takes the power out of the big record label's hands and it puts it back into the artist,
The people.
Yeah, it is what is right. So the problem with the market right now is that if you make an album or a song, you're only getting pennies on the dollar. So you're getting the short end of the stick, and it's only getting worse. With streaming platforms like Spotify, you're getting fractions of a penny just for every time that your song gets played. And the people that are getting revenue from these record deals are only like the top 100, and there's thousands of amazing artists, and that stifles growth. That's why you only have a handful of pop artists that are in rotation, because they're the only ones that can live off of that budget. So Audius, they're basically changing the game. They're giving the power back to the artists, so that way they can monetize their product like it should be.
True.
That's right.
Yeah. Now, before I get into utilities, a couple numbers I want to throw at you. The music industry generates $43 billion in revenue, but only 12% goes to the content artist. Now, for some context, NFL players get 43% of revenue and NBA players get about 50%. So these guys are literally getting paid peanuts. Now, Audius plans to allow artists to monetize directly from their fans in 3 different methods. First method, get paid in their native audio token. Now, pro of this, you get paid an audio token today, the value increases tomorrow. But also the con is you get paid an audio token today, the value decreases tomorrow. So pros and cons. If you're not willing to take that risk, you can get paid in stable coins, or this is the really cool part, you can create your own artist token that fans can buy and hold for exclusive content and membership to your community. So
I didn't even know that.
Your own artist token.
I didn't even know that. That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
it's amazing, man. Now, there are 5 protocol components to Audius. The first being audio, their native token, stable coins and artist tokens, Second being content nodes. Now, what these are, they're user-operated network of nodes that host and permission access on behalf of the artist. So they don't ever have to worry about any of the backend stuff. Third, content ledger. Fourth, discovery nodes. Now, these are a little different than the content nodes. There are also user-operated network of nodes that actually index the content ledger and verify and retrieve the metadata. So I know it might sound confusing for these artists. Blockchain, what does that mean? You don't have to worry about any of that. The Audius platform is going to do all of that for you. And the last one, obviously, being governance, which every project that comes out, you have to have some sort of governance. Okay, so what are some problems Audius is looking to solve? Well, first, they're looking to solve the problem of the lack of transparency between artists and their payouts. But we can all agree that what they're getting paid and what they're producing is not in line. So they're trying to solve that problem. They're trying to solve the problem of incomplete right of ownership. So you own, if you launch your content on Audius, you own 100% of that content. You don't own a percentage of it. The record label doesn't own it. You own it. So benefit there. Too many middlemen taking a piece of the artist pie. They're getting rid of that issue as well. And the last one, licensing issues. You hold the licensing rights to all your stuff. Universal Music, or whatever these record labels are, can't go take your content and make money off it and pay you peanuts. You own the rights 100% to your stuff. Okay. Now, the vision of the Audius team is as follows. Users are compensated based on how much value they create for the network. Artists should be able to directly engage and transact with their fans. Level of governance power should be based on how much value you create for the platform. Now, the more influential and more value you bring to Audius, the more voting and governance power you're going to have. So it really gives people an incentive to keep creating great content on the Audius platform because you're going to have more governance power over anyone else on the platform.
So this is in reference to the content creators. So basically, like if you're a top artist on the platform, you get more say in the governance of the platform.
If you continue to pump out great content and people are tuning in and listening and coming on for you, then you're going to get more governance power over the project.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. It's absolutely amazing. Now, another part of their vision is prices for consumer and earnings for artists should be consistent, transparent, and predictable. Shouldn't be, oh no, it's 8% this month, it's 2% next month, or it depends on if you do this, depends on if you do that. It should be set in stone, essentially, consistent and transparent. Anyone who follows the protocol guidelines and rules should be able to contribute to the Audius platform. So as long as you're not going your separate ways and you're falling in line with the Audius platform, you should be able to continue to create your content on there and not be muted like some places do. And the last one is intermediaries should be removed where possible. So again, back to the middlemen, they're trying to just completely get rid of those people who are like leeches that are sucking the money and blood out of the content creators here. Now, some partnerships Audius has. There have been some early investors in the project, such as Coinbase Ventures, Pantera, which is the largest hedge fund that's currently investing in crypto, blockchain, and Lightspeed. Getting into some tokenomics.
Well, you forgot the biggest partnership.
Who dat?
They're most. I know those are investors, but they did partner with TikTok.
Right.
That was huge news, which was going into the tokenomics. It was one of the big pumps for one of their recent things. Basically, once they announced they were launching their platform on TikTok and that their users could easily access Audius and they could share their like music from one TikTok member to another. Their price doubled. So huge news. TikTok is one of the leading social media platforms. I think it's only one of many to come. So I could see that on Facebook, WhatsApp, other things like that. So basically, you can share the music that you're into. There are a couple things. So before I in part of my research for this project, I went ahead and downloaded Audius, gave it a try. So the interface, really clean and simple. It's easy to navigate. So it's available and download. The app version is available for download on iOS and Android. So there's really nobody that can't get a hold of it realistically. Now there are a few downsides. With that said, They don't have a big list of artists. So the only artist that I could identify right off of the top of the list was Zed, which is the house music artist. So he was the only name I recognized. So they're still they only started in 2019. So they're still a baby. So I know they're gonna evolve their list of artists as they move forward. But as the contracts for the record deals expire, year over year, because these record deals are pretty in depth. So as they expire, I would imagine that artists are going to look to see where they can monetize. So I would imagine in the next couple of years, you're going to start seeing some big names on there. But however, right now, it's really not too much. But it's good to discover a new artist that people might not be familiar with. So
Absolutely, especially if they're migrating to Audius. Now let's get into some tokenomics.
cool. So I got Audius pulled up here. Right now, Audius is trading at $1.64 as of this recording, which is Friday, December 10th. Now, it has been moving. So we'll take a look at the 1 month. So been trading around $2. So we did have here in December the little pullback with the market. So Audius went down with it. $1.60 is probably a great time to enter. I would imagine they're going to have some new partnerships coming up. So we did a dollar cost average in if you're interested, but $1.60 is definitely a good way to go. And then here on the 1 year chart, you can see that just back in early 2020, they were at less than $1 at 20 cents. And then right here, this is when they had their partnership with TikTok, which was in August. And basically the price went from $1.50 to $3, and now it's pulled back again. So, as far as the price, great place to enter right now. They do have some pretty good liquidity. Not a lot of U.S. exposure outside of Crypto.com exchange. So I know there has been some security token concerns with the platform. Or is trading as a security, which is like an SEC thing. But either way, available globally. And then really excited to see them available on some other U.S. exchanges. But for the tokenomics, that's all I have there. They do have pretty good staking rewards. So if you take the Audius token, you're receiving 23% annually on the returns there. Awesome. They have a 7 day vesting period. When you do remove, something to keep in mind. But that can also be a two-edged sword as far as rewards. So 23%, a lot of that is coming from the project itself. So just keep in mind that they are a little inflationary as far as the token. So something to keep in mind.
That's actually a good segue because the native token of Audius is audio, and it is an inflationary token, and it's set to inflate 7% every year for future distribution to users. Now, the total supply at inception was 1 billion tokens, which in the grand scheme of things is not a lot. Now, how are those tokens allocated? 5% or 50 million tokens were distributed amongst the top 10,000 artists and fans. So they essentially just gave these people, they identified these people, threw them some coins in the hopes of that they would come to their platform. Obviously, you can see it kind of hasn't really worked that well, but it's still pretty early, like Robin said. 40.6% of the 1 billion tokens was allocated for the team and advisors. 36% was allocated for distribution among the platform's investors, and 17.8% was allocated to a community-governed treasury. Okay? Now, for the future of Audius, here's my take. This is personal take based off of all the research I've done and read into Audius. The future of Audius relies solely on their ability to market their platform, facilitate seamless adoption, and migrate artists away from the current streaming services to their platform. The music streaming industry's market cap is projected to hit north of $27 billion in the next 3 to 5 years. If Audius can capitalize on just 60% of that, their market cap would be sitting at $16.2 billion. At a $16.2 billion market cap, the price per audio token would be sitting right around $32.14. My bet is that Audius comes through on their vision and roadmap and at a minimum has 60% share of the total market cap of music streaming. With more and more people migrating to blockchain and Web3, it's safe to say There will be a leader in blockchain music streaming services, and my bet is Audius takes the cake. End scene.
I like it. I like Audius. I touched on a couple of the concerns, but pretty minimal. Just a little high on the inflation. Outside of that, it's a really cool project, man. And just the idea and the vision is something I can get behind, and I think most people in general can get behind it too. And if you don't need to pay $5 a month for a Spotify subscription, why not do a free one with Audius?
That's right, baby.
So
That's all we got.
all right. Well, thank you guys for checking us out.
Thanks for tuning in. As always,
Check out our
we'll
live
see you next
streams.
time here at Sin City Crypto, and please invest in Audius.